Hello, GGT Sports fans. Welcome back to GGT Sports. Today it's a Sunday, and we're going to discuss quite a lot. And in fact, today I'm going to have somebody in the show. You don't want to miss this. We're going to discuss about the coming seasons. Remember, season starts in a week's time. There has been a lot of games. Yesterday we had a game, Community Shield, Liverpool versus Man City. There's also friendlies that were going on, Man United versus Atletico. But today, the show basically we are going to look ahead and look at some of the managers we expect to do well, also transfers, big money moves that has happened in the Premier League, and of course our predictions for the season. So tune in. I have a guest today, and you don't want to miss this. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Hit up the turn button. Remember, we have so many videos to share. We also share uh, uh, betting predictions, and you don't want to miss this. Don't go anywhere. Tune in. Yes. So as we were saying, what is your opinion about the De Jong, the Ronaldo saga, and Erik ten Hag getting what he wants for the team?
So as you've said, United didn't do very good as far as the market. I mean, as far as the transfers for January were concerned, and the feeling was they were preparing a way for manager who was supposed to come this season, of which now they chose Ten Hag, to come and build his own team with his own philosophy and his own signings. So as far as Ten Hag is concerned, definitely he had a few targets, and one of the biggest one was definitely De Jong, based on the fact that United seem to be, actually not seem, United have been lacking so much on that specific position, that is having a very good defensive midfielder. So De Jong was a very good target for Ten Hag. And then there was that aspect of having a player up front. The problem is that is United. I mean, Ten Hag had thought of Darwin Núñez and then maybe another addition here and there in terms of defense. Now, the biggest problem which we have at United is one, and I think it was pointed out in the last season by Ralf Rangnick. That is, we don't have a scouting team which can be able to pinpoint players and make the transfer at least easier for the incoming manager. For instance, if you look at a team like Bayern Munich, they have a structure, they have a way of scouting players. Even in as much as you might have different coaches coming in, they have a structure, they have a style of play, and they have that is very good scouts, knowing which position is becoming, which position is becoming vacant, and scouting players who can be able to fit in their style of play. Now, United doesn't even have anybody. I don't think even they have a structure of a scouting team whereby they can be able to look at what exactly is in the market or what is lacking in their team. For instance, if you look at the players which you've sent, other than Malacia, for instance, which other player, because you have Martinez was not even a part of our target. That is Alessandro Martinez. He was a target of Arsenal, but we hijacked that deal. Eriksen definitely adds a bit of depth here and there, but that was not a major target. But you can see a United team which is lacking in direction as far as targeting players is concerned. So they had heaped all the responsibility of having the next season signings on Ten Hag. And Ten Hag definitely has his own biases and all that. So that's why you can see most of what Ten Hag is doing is just going back to what exactly he's used to. So players who have worked for him and players who he thinks can be able to work within his own style. So the biggest problem is not anything. It's purely the aspect of United having a very haphazard way of dealing with transfers because they don't have an identity of what exactly they want. They just think we need maybe a certain player. You don't have scouts scouts looking at who would be the next, maybe, for instance, defensive midfielder. We had Matic, we had Mata, we had all those players who were moving out last season. We should have had at least enough or decent replacements even before somebody like Ten Hag was coming in. So I believe the problem is not purely on Ten Hag's aspect. It's only that right now he is the person who's mandated with almost everything. So as far as transfers is concerned, I think he's the person who's directing where things should be able to go. But I believe whatever will happen within this window will not be the final window for him to have an identity of the team which he'll have. So I think the aspect of having De Jong, for instance, we are so stuck on De Jong right now that I think almost everything is not moving. And yet we have very good players who can be able to fit into that shoe of De Jong if we had good scouts, even within the on a record. Okay, as I've said, we were talking about De Jong. So I believe that's the reason. The reason why we are so much, especially Ten Hag is so much hung on De Jong is because that United doesn't have replacements, or they don't have a very solid recruitment strategy whereby they could be able to have at least lined up a number of options. So if De Jong is not there, we definitely go to option 2. If option 2 doesn't fit or maybe is not available, you go to option 3. So right now, that's why you can see the whole De Jong saga is going on for a very long period of time. Plus now there's that aspect of Barcelona, which I don't know. We'll definitely have to talk about that much later. So I believe that is one of the main reasons. And then secondly is the aspect that United doesn't really seem to have a very good that is transition from the academy. Maybe I think the last person who did a very good transition from the academy and the coach who made that transition possible, I think was Van Gaal, who made quite a number of players from the academy to the main team. So I believe there's that aspect which is also lacking. And I can see, especially if you looked at the preseason, is that we have very good prospects in the academy, which could have really made a very big difference if they were integrated into the team much earlier. So I believe right now, as far as United is concerned, is that they'll have to look at what options they have. Definitely, they need a defensive midfielder. After yesterday's game, that was very, very much, you could definitely see that aspect. The defense is, I think, a bit solid. It's quite solid. We have good options. We have very good options in the left back. We actually have 3 options in left back, which is very surprising. You have good options in right back.
You know, the feeling is that most of these teams that United are competing with, if you look at the likes of Man City, if you look at the likes of Tottenham, if you look at the likes of Liverpool, is that they have already completed their signings, their key signings. Their key signings have already participated in pre-season.
Friendlies or pre-season,
are still looking for 3-4 more players. They have not participated. So the league starts in a week's time. Yes, the league starts
in a week. And their key signings as far as Ten Hag is concerned.
Yes, so that the feeling is that it's like United are not yet prepared for the season. Anyway, let us go to the last bit of our, second last bit where we will be doing, I want Steve to give me his predictions for top 4. And I'll also give mine.
Okay. Now top 4 will be very interesting. I'm not seeing a very big change in top 4 for this season. Definitely vis-a-vis what happened last season.
So who will be the champion?
Yeah. Let me just be a bit. I'll be a bit. I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, but I'll just say number 1, number 2 is already decided. It's between City and Liverpool. That's number 1, number 2. So whichever you alternate with, definitely that depends with your own what you'll be looking at. So number 3 now will be between 2 teams. I believe number 3 will be between. I still believe Chelsea will be a very solid team. I don't know why, but I believe Chelsea will be a very solid team. And also, you have Tottenham also. Tottenham will also be a very solid team. So if Conte is a very big factor, especially for Tottenham. So if they focus on maybe the league, they'll be the biggest runners for number 3. So between those 2 teams, Then now we have between those 2 teams. Now then we have whichever falls back. We have now the other people who are chasing number. So let's say now, for instance, number 1, number 2 is already. No, let me just repeat. Number 1, number 2 is already decided. So between number 3 and number 4, we have 4 teams. We have Chelsea, we have United, we have Tottenham, and then we have Arsenal. So those are the teams which will be looking to win. And let me just finish. Yeah? Those are the teams which will be looking to get up to the top 4. But my prediction will be Liverpool, City. I predict Chelsea. The same predictions which was there last season. Chelsea and I would say, well, I can put. I'll remove Chelsea and then have Arsenal and Spurs.
Okay, so that means there will be no changes to the last year's top 4.
No, Arsenal I think should have a very good run for top 4 if they can have their mentality very well. But I believe there should be a much changes in top 4 as far as the last season is concerned.
For me, I believe this year Liverpool will be champions. Yeah, I think they really pushed Man City to the wall last season, and this season probably because they've added Nunes and Darwin, I think they're still going to have
Nunes and
they will push for that for the league. So I believe Liverpool should be the champions this season, and then Man City number 2. Number 3, I think will be taken by Tottenham. And number 4 will be between United and Chelsea. Those are my
between
predictions.
United and Chelsea.
Yes.
So there's no way you're seeing a revitalized Arsenal team in that lineup.
No.
Is it because of you being an Arsenal fan? I mean, a United fan or what?
No, it's not about being supportive of Arsenal or United. You look at Arsenal last season. Arsenal had an opportunity to even go past Chelsea. Arsenal
exactly.
could have been the third in the league, but what did Arsenal do? They drew some matches and go. So that maturity of the team is lacking in Arsenal, and the mentality, which I think will still come back to haunt them, because in as much as they've added Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus, but I don't see additions of leadership and that strong mentality to go really and give a push for top 4. So that is one of the reasons why I think they will be out of top 4. And if I look at a Man United team, Eriksen is a leader. If you get Eriksen in the team, you can see whatever he did for Brentford. He really made them remain in the league. If you look at Lisandro Martinez, he also looks like a very good leader from the back. So if you look at the quality United have added, definitely if Ronaldo stays and so on, you expect them to get more points than they got last season. And remember, last season they were just miles, I think 2 or 1 points away from Tottenham for getting top 4. And with the additions they're making this season, they've made this season, I think they will be able to push both Chelsea and Tottenham and struggle for that top 4. So they might fall short, but of course I expect them to be either number 4 or 5. But for 3, I think Tottenham will take. Conte is a serial winner, and I believe he's going to push that team. With the signing that he has made and the depth the squad has now, they should be able to do that.
That's very interesting. So I think, you should be looking up for for this season. And at the end of the season, we'll definitely come back to what we've said and see who was right and who was wrong.
Yes, but before we go, we want to give our subscribers, those who bet, one more good feeling of predicting midweek jackpot for Betika. So guys, hold on, we're coming back. If you've not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification, don't miss any single video. There will be many prediction videos along the week, and also us having our weekly football show. In a short while, we'll be back.
Watching, they can definitely.
Do you mean I was not recording?
Imagine.
Anyway, Steve, thank you for joining, and we will see each other as we go forward. Thank you.
Definitely, yeah. Looking forward for this season and the more interactions on this channel. Everybody who has not subscribed, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. And yeah, looking forward to your engagements also on the comment section.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. Okay.
So guys, that was Steve. We discussed a lot. If you missed it, you can go back into our meeting. There's part 1 and part 2, part 3 and 4 of our discussion. And I'm looking forward to a very wonderful season this season. So if you've not subscribed, please subscribe and join us in our next discussion. Of course, also subscribe because we are back with our predictions on strategies of betting, prediction, jackpots, sure bets, and also all sorts of games. So please follow us. Thank you.